Alright, just a little catch-up video here on the Jamma switcher and a few other items that I've collected here over the last couple of weeks. First, wanted to say thank you to your MK Arcade source, Mike, for fixing my menu service credit button on the Jamma switcher. As you can see, I got a couple of boards in here. This thing will hold 6, but right now what's in there is I think this is WWF, WrestleMania, War Gods. You can see the drive, and then this one here I believe is MK4. Now in my dedicated MK3 I have MK3 and then UMK3, but the UMK3 Juggernaut is over here. I've been having trouble burning Juggernaut chips, so I ordered a set from Topless. So I'm going to see if those chips are different, have different information on them than the ones I've been burning. They've been coming up with graphics glitches. But anyways, so this is what I'm going to have in here. I'd like to continue with a Rampage board, but like I said, I bought that one and had graphics issues along with 2 bad ROMs, so I sent it back, and I'm looking for another one of those. So let's test this out. I have tested just the switcher in one slot to make sure it works, but I haven't tested it with multi-boards, and I haven't tested the menu switch. So let's give it a shot. I'm sure Mike knows what the hell he's doing. So when you turn it on, this Jamma switcher, in case you don't know, the screen will come on and nothing will happen. You'll see a little red LED down there. You need to use the remote to select what slot board you want. So this WWF one is in slot 3. So I'll press slot 3, and there's WrestleMania. Now before, when I had this, I could not adjust any of the sound or any kind of in-game menu options because I wasn't able to access the menu. So now, if I press the menu button, it'll bring up the menu and I can adjust everything. You know, volume adjust, which is nice. So let's try slot number 5, which I believe is War Gods. And there it tests out nice. We've already seen this. I'm going to let it go through because I as well don't like to shut off one of these games when it's in the middle of testing. I think that could do some damage down the road. So we'll just let it test out. And then we'll test out slot number 6. I have to come up with a creative way to mount this hard drive in the cabinet somehow. Maybe I'm going to put a nice piece of Velcro on it and mount it in the cabinet. Another thing while I got a minute is I'll show you how I mount these boards in the switcher. So here's my MK3 board. Pick it up here. The way these go in the switcher is like this. You know, the Jamma key down there. And this whole thing in my cabinet is up against the side. So what I do is I mount this little screw and mount right here. So when I put it up against the cabinet, this is just an example, it mounts like that and I screw it in. So that way if the cabinet moves, the board isn't wobbling and pulling out away from the wall. They're very simple. So let's just make sure the menu works here. Okay, there we go. It is something you should do. You know, Mike said you should put the 3M tape over the heatsink. I put Velcro over the top of it. You can kind of see it right there, so that way they don't touch and get a short. But you need to do something to secure the boards in your cabinet. And like I said, the way I do it is I secure the entire switcher on the side where the PCB generally is in most cabinets, most Mortal Kombat cabinets. And that puts it up against the wall like this. And then the boards slide in like this. And then what you need to do, like I said, is install something like this. And that'll hold it against the wall. You put a screw right through there and it holds it and keeps it from wobbling or falling out. So that's just a little tip for you guys on how to mount. I've had a couple people ask me how I did it in the past, and that's the way I do it. Let's test out MK4. Not really sure why this does this every time. It says factory settings restored. I'm guessing maybe it's the CMOS battery is no good. I'm not really sure on that one, so maybe if somebody knows they can comment. But every time I got to hit this, you know, and go through this whole menu here. But it's not a big deal, but if it's the battery, I'll just go get another one. So as you can see, it works. And that's about it. So thanks again to your MK Arcade source for hooking up the Jamma switcher test button so I can access these games individually and change the volume. Because sometimes when you turn the games on, the volume's through the frickin' roof on some of them and super, super low on others. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time.